Good morning and a very warm welcome here on CNN News 18, your election headquarter. The semi-final to 2024, the state assembly elections are being touted as the big battle to watch out for as the precursor to 2024, and that battle electorally literally begins today. It's the first phase of polling for the state of Chhattisgarh. 20 seats, the Naxal-dominated belt, goes for polling today. The polling has begun, and the state of Mizoram also, the northeastern states, votes in a single phase. All the developments, all the voices lined up here on CNN News 18, our top focus this morning. And voting for the first phase of Chhattisgarh Assembly elections is underway right now. 20 seats, 12 in the Naxal hotbed Bastar and 8 in Rajnandgaon will be deciding on the fate of more than 223 candidates who have thrown their hat in the ring. While focus is on the security arrangements, the key contestant to watch out for, former Chief Minister and BJP's Raman Singh's seat of Rajnandgaon, is a high-profile seat. It is being closely watched. This is the only seat that BJP was able to win. The Congress had won about 19 out of the 20 seats in 2018 elections and subsequent by-elections that had happened. Multi-layered security arrangements have been put in place amidst threat from the Naxals. The morning did not begin on a good note amid a high security alert and IED blast by Naxals in Kanker. Injured 1 BSF personnel and 2 polling personnel yesterday. We get you the ground reports which are coming in, exclusive conversations. Listen in.
First phase of elections have started in Chhattisgarh. Out to vote are the top functionaries of the police and the civil administration. IG Bastar is here with me. The commissioner is also here with me. Sir, what is the arrangement that you have done? Because it's a political statement when people here come out and vote. That itself is a political statement.
So today on 7th of November, voting for the first phase of elections Chhattisgarh Assembly. We have polls in 12 assembly constituency of Bastar range. All security arrangements are in place, like in the polling station as well as in the surrounding area. We have deployed special forces, we have deployed CAPF and the local police force also, and the local administration. They have ensured all necessary arrangement to facilitate easy voting for all the voters. So we are hopeful of very good voting this time, and all security personnel, not only within the Bastar range, the bordering states of Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, they also deployed their special forces across the border. So far the polling is going on very well. Hopeful of good response from the voters this time.
So, but there already have been some incidents that have been reported. We saw over the last 24 hours in Kanker specifically, at least 2 incidents this morning in Sukhma. Can you give us the details of the incidents that have happened?
It is a typical modus operandi of the CPM Maoist cadres during elections, whether it is a general election or assembly or even local body election. They try to attack the police personnel or the polling parties. For that matter, they have wide target base during this time. Their only objective is to create a fear psychosis among the public by targeting the soft targets or the security personnel. But the local population, native population, they have realized the real and ugly face of the Maoist, which is an anti-democratic, anti-development and anti-people face. So these kind of activities won't hinder the enthusiasm of the voters, and we are confident for the next few years everything will be going on smooth, and we are hopeful of good response from the population.
So any specific step that you have taken since pressure IEDs and IEDs, like you're saying, seems to be their favorite modus operandi? What are the steps that the police and the security brass has taken to ensure that the roads are sanitized?
As I told earlier, we have like deployed the special forces, just DRG, Cobra, STF, Buster fighters, and central paramilitary forces like CRPF, BSF, ITBP, BSF, and we have additional force also from Election Commission of India, and we have the special bomb disposal squads, dog squads. Everything is placed for like to do the demining and other like operations, and we have detected more than like 40 IDs like in the last couple of weeks. So our like security arrangement is very well in place, but in spite of that, like we can't deny like there could be couple of incidents also, because like the areas like we have very tough terrain, we have a dense forest area, so like these kind of incidents like though we try to prevent to the best possible extent, but in spite of that couple of incidents occurs, but fortunately like in the last 2 days there's no major incidents apart from few pressure IDs, and we are hopeful like the de-induction task also will be done very smoothly. Ji.
So you're also keeping an eye in the sky. Drones have been deployed. Mi-17s are keeping an eye in the sky. There's also intelligence that you are constantly looking at.
So we have like surveillance drones also in place in all the camps, and we have like other resources like Mi-17 helicopters which could evacuate the injured timely evacuation, and we have air ambulance also in place in the range headquarters. So we have disposed like all the resources available at our disposal. So we are like our local administration offices and the police offices, they also running a 24/7 joint control center. So every apparatus are in place, and things are going smoothly so far.
My last question to you, sir. This time, more than 120 villagers are voting or seeing a polling booth in their village for the first time. Any feedback that you have got from those booths so far?
In this area also, like we have very good response since early in the morning. Out of these 126, like 40 locations are those which have been earlier shifted to the nearby police stations or security camps. But due to the improved security scenario, we have relocated those polling stations in the original village. There also we are getting a lot of response, particularly from the young generation. So we are hopeful for good results this time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sundaraj. So IG Bastar there speaking to CNN News 18, telling us about the security deployment that has been done.
That was IG Bastar talking about the security deployment has been done. It's a multi-layered security that has been put in place. The state police personnel, the CAPF, the elite commando forces, women commandos, all have been put in place. As we've told you since morning from our ground reportage, my colleague Arunima on the ground, Manoj Sharma reporting from the polling center, there is a cheer amongst the voters who have come out since 5 a.m. since morning. To cast their ballot, to exercise their fundamental right to vote, their fundamental duty to vote, fulfilling that promise. And unlike an urban pocket where it's only about a mild inconvenience of waking up early in the morning and going and casting your ballot, it's a life and death matter for a Naxal-dominated territory. There are internal security threats which are operating. Naxalites who have threatened the locals that if you go to a particular polling booth and cast your ballot, you will lose your life. Despite that, people come out in huge numbers, they cast their ballot. There are many villages who will have their own polling center this time. Because of the security threat, villages do vote. They are covered under the voting nexus of the country under the Election Commission of India. But the polling center is somewhere far away. This time, the effort of the government is in about 1,000-odd villages to ensure that the polling center is right there in the village. The reason why a state like Madhya Pradesh, as big as Chhattisgarh, votes in a single phase and Chhattisgarh is voting in 2 phases is primarily because of the internal security threat of the state. There are multiple regions, there are multiple areas where development, basic development like electricity, sanitation, hospitals, education, primary healthcare centers are yet to reach. This internal security threat of the Naxalites has dampened the promise of growth and development. The second bit of it, which is about what are the promises that the Congress and BJP have made in this poll season. If you look at the manifesto of the Congress party, they promise more jobs, employment. Paddy procurement, of course, is the huge promise because Chhattisgarh is called the rice bowl of the country. Those are the broad promises that we've made. We'll continue talking about the political promises, the controversies that have dominated the political discourse. Let's listen into some political reactions.
मुझे तो लगता है कि मैं तीसरी बार जीतूंगा और हैट्रिक बनाने में सफल होऊंगा। कोंडागांव विधानसभा में जो भ्रांतियां हैं कि 2 बार से तीसरी बार नहीं जीतता, वो मिथक टूटेगा ऐसा मुझे लगता है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी छत्तीसगढ़ में कांग्रेस पार्टी से नहीं लड़ पा रही है, इसीलिए ईडीआईटी और अन्य संस्थानों का दुरुपयोग करके, संवैधानिक संस्थाओं का दुरुपयोग करके उनको डराने धमकाने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है।